I am back with next topic, that is international trade. Student, before we start with meaning, definition of international trade, let us start with introduction. What is this international trade? What are the reasons? How it takes place? Right? Now, countries all over the world are undergoing a fundamental changes, as they produce the goods and market various product and services. So most of the countries are going through the different type of changes, due to production and marketing of different type of product as well as services. Now, countries dependent on each other for producing as well as supplying various kinds of goods and services. Student, now you all know we all are dependent on each other due to various reasons. So likewise, countries also are dependent on each other for supplying or for production of various kinds of goods and services. Now, what could be the main reason for the radical change that is taking place? Now, the prime reason behind the radical changes that is taking place is the development of communication, technology, infrastructure, and so on. Countries have to cut off from one another communication due to geographical distances and socio-economic differences. But now they have started interacting with each other due to technology. And also I can say the World Trade Organization and other reforms, which is carried out by the government of different countries, have also been a major factor to the increased interaction and business relation amongst the nation. The relation between different nation has been increased. Even they interact with each other. And which are the main sources for this? Carried out by the government is World Trade Organization and other reforms. Right? Now, student, we are today living in the world where there are different type of problems arises, obstacles to cross-border movement of goods and persons, that has been come down. Now, the national economy are increasingly becoming borderless and getting integrated into the world economy, right? Now, India has been trading with other countries for a long time. But then what is this international trade, or what is this trade means? So let us say something on this, as I have put it in a point form before we start with the meaning. The important key points are like in the introduction section, you can write like related to product and services. So you can say there are countries all over the world are undergoing fundamental change. They produce, and market various product and services, right? Then producing and supplying goods and services. Again, we can say here countries dependent on each other for production as well as supplying various kinds of goods and services. The next point I have taken is development of communication, technology, and so on. So what could be the reason for the change is development of communication, technology, infrastructure, and so on, right? Now earlier it was not possible interaction with different countries due to geographical distances. okay, socio-economic differences, but now it is changed, okay. Obstacle to cross-border movement is reduced due to the reforms in World Trade Organization, which is introduced by the government of different countries, right? Okay, so now moving on to the meaning. What do you mean by international trade, right? International trade, as I have given here, international trade is the exchange of goods and services between two or more countries. Okay, exchange takes place between different countries, and what is that? Goods and services has been exchanged, right? That is called as international trade, or else we can say manufacturing and trade behind the boundaries of one's own country is also known as international trade, or it is also called as international business. International trade or external trade can therefore be defined as those businesses activities that take place across the national boundaries. Now, what are the things included in it? Okay, it involves not only the international movement of goods and services, but also of capital, personnel, technology, intellectual property like already learnt, patent, trademark, copyrights, and so on, right? That is something about the international trade. Now, what could be the reason behind the international trade? Why international trade takes place? The most important, the fundamental reason behind international trade or business is that the countries cannot produce equally well or cheaply all that they need. Student, this is because of unequal distribution of natural resources amongst them, or maybe differences in their productivity levels. Okay, so what is the solution for that? Availability of various factors of production like such as labor, capital, raw material that are required for producing different goods and services, okay, differ among nations. So therefore the labor productivity, production costs differ among nations due to various socio-economic or geographical and political reasons. Okay, that is something about the international trade. Okay, now what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, we'll see in the next class.